Hi all, myself Priya S, Assistant Professor, Department of Applied Electronics and Instrumentation, Rajagiri School of Engineering and Technology. Today, I am going to deal with the topics fiber optic gyroscope and then how we can use optical fiber for the measurement of pressure, temperature, current and voltage. This comes under Module 2 of Optical Instrumentation for S7 Applied Electronics and Instrumentation. Fiber optic gyroscope was first proposed by Wally and Shorthill in 1976. Its principle of operation is based on the interference of light which has been passed through a coil of optical fiber. Fiber gyroscopes are based on the principle that application of force changes the wavelength of light as it travels around a coil of optical fiber. It may also be occupied to measure time-varying influences such as acoustics and vibration. There are basically two types of fiber optic gyros has been developed: open loop fiber optic gyro and closed loop fiber optic gyro. Fiber optic gyroscope senses changes in orientation using the Sagnac effect. This shows the schematic of fiber optic gyroscope. Two beams from a laser are injected into the same fiber but in opposite direction. Due to Sagnac effect, the beam traveling against the rotation experiences a slightly shorter path delay than the other beam. The resulting differential phase shift is measured through interferometry, translating one component of the angular velocity into a shift of interference pattern which is measured photometrically. Beam splitting optics launches light from a laser diode into two waves propagating in the clockwise and the anticlockwise direction through a coil consisting of many turns of optical fiber. The strength of Sagnac effect is dependent on the effective area of the closed optical path, the geometrical area of the loop, but is enhanced by the number of turns in the coil. The phase shift of the interference fringes is proportional to the platform's angular velocity omega and is given by delta phi is approximately equal to 8 pi by lambda c omega into A, where A is the oriented area of loop and lambda the wavelength of light. The main advantages of fiber optic gyroscope are: it provides extremely precise rotational rate information because of its lack of cross-axis sensitivity to vibration, acceleration and shock. Unlike the classic spinning mass gyroscope, the fiber optic gyroscope has no moving parts and does not rely on inertial resistance to movement. Because of their intrinsic reliability, FOGs are used for high performance space application. The main disadvantages include FOGs require calibration and some FOG designs are sensitive to vibrations. The main applications of fiber optic gyroscope is in gyro compasses. It is used in inertial navigation system of some guided missiles. It can be a navigation aid in remotely operated vehicles and autonomous underwater vehicles. They are also used in surveying. Next we will see how we can measure pressure, temperature, current, voltage, liquid level and strain using optical sensors. So the principle of operation is that a sensor is of two types. Fiber optic sensor is of two types. In extrinsic fiber optic sensor, the fiber mainly acts as a transmission media for the modulated light beam by an environmental effect. In intrinsic fiber optic sensor, the propagating light beam is modulated either directly or indirectly by the environmental effect. So the diagram shows the light input then the fiber links, and the modulation zone in which we are applying the external parameter of interest like pressure, strain, rotation, chemistry, etc. And then we are taking the modulated output as light output. So any physical phenomena or chemical phenomena which can directly or indirectly change the loss property of fiber transmission media can be measured and controlled by monitoring the corresponding variation in the transmitted light wave power or rate. We are obtaining the changing parameter in terms of power, light wave power or rate. We are going to see in detail about temperature measurement and pressure measurement. So first we are going to see temperature measurement. So we are making use of a fiber optic temperature probe for the measurement of temperature. The fiber optic temperature probe may be in contact with the material it is measuring. The more intimate the contact, the faster the crystal will respond to the temperature changes. A tiny crystal of gallium arsenide with a dielectric mirror is bonded to one end of the optical fiber, and we are covering the entire assembly by Teflon, because the Teflon acts as an excellent buffer. At the opposite end of the probe, there is a stainless steel type connector through which white light is injected into the probe. The light travels down the probe's optical fiber, where some of it is absorbed by the gallium arsenide crystal. The dielectric mirror reflects unabsorbed light, which returns down the probe to the coupler and is directed to the spectrometer. Next is pressure measurement. In pressure measurement, we are making use of two optical fiber bundle called guides. One is called the input guide and the other is called the output guide. The chopped light from the source is focused onto the input guide, which is reflected from a flexible membrane. The membrane may be made of aluminized plastic formed as a film. So when pressures P1 and P2 are equal, the position of the membrane with respect to the input guide is so kept that 50% of the reflected light falls on the surrounding annular output guide. With the P2 greater than P1, the membrane becomes convex towards the guide and more light falls on the output guide. With the P1 less than P2, the reverse occurs. A detector set at the other end of the output guide correspondingly receives varied amount of light with the changing pressure. The detector can be calibrated for pressure. Next method of pressure measurement is using a Fabry-Perot interferometer. It consists of a pair of parallel mirrors separated by a Nair gap LS. And such an arrangement with the two parallel mirrors separated by an Nair gap LS is known as Fabry-Perot cavity or the sensing interferometer. A semi-reflective mirror 1 is formed by depositing a dielectric layer at the end of the optical fiber. Mirror 2 is formed by a diaphragm mounted in front of the optical fiber. Exposing the diaphragm to the pressure P to be measured changes the gap between the two plates. By measuring this gap, the applied pressure P can be determined, and thus we can measure the pressure. Different pressure ranges can be accommodated by approximately selecting the thickness and diameter of the diaphragm to keep the maximum deflection of similar value and maintain a linear relation between the pressure and the deflection. Next is voltage and current measurement. Voltage and current measurement is done by an arrangement shown here. It includes a laser source, a polarization direction, a monomode optical fiber, a magnetic field, a current carrying conductor, a changed polarization, and then polarization detector. A laser beam is linearly polarized and is launched into a single mode fiber which loops one or more times around a conductor which carries a current. The fiber then returns to a ground-based detector system. The cladding mounts are stripped off and the linearly polarized light propagating in the fiber core has its polarization direction rotated by the longitudinal magnetic field around the loop via the action of Faraday magnet-optic effect. The magnitude of the final polarization rotation is proportional to the line integral of the magnetic field around n loops. This magnitude of polarization is proportional to the current and voltage. Thus, we are measuring the voltage and current measurement in terms of polarization. Thank you.